As the sun slowly rose over the stone streets of Pompeii, golden light struck the marble columns, illuminating the faces of people walking through the narrow streets, and the city looked as alive, as peaceful as ever. But no one knew that this morning would be their last. No one knew that just a few hours later this peaceful city would turn into a grave buried under ash. Pompeii was a Roman city known for its wealth, its grandeur, and its calm streets. Merchants opened their shops early in the morning. The smell of freshly baked bread spread throughout the city. People were busy with the small routines of their daily lives. Life was moving in a completely ordinary way. But sometimes, the most ordinary moments happen right before the greatest disasters. That massive silhouette rising just behind the city, that mountain which had stood there for years, the one no one even paid attention to anymore, would soon become their grave. To them, that mountain was not a danger. It was just part of life. Its name was Mount Vesuvius, and that morning it was waking up from a deep sleep. The first sign was almost impossible to notice. A slight tremor was felt in the ground. Some doors slowly opened on their own. Decorations on the walls gently shook. But no one panicked, because the people of Pompeii were used to earthquakes. For years, they had experienced small tremors, and every time they simply continued their lives. This felt like one of those moments, but it wasn't. This was a warning, and no one took it seriously. As the hours passed, a strange change began in the sky. At first, a thin line of smoke rose from the top of the mountain. Then it slowly grew into a thick, dark cloud, and within a short time it became a massive shadow covering the sky. People stopped. They turned their eyes toward the mountain. There was a growing unease inside them now, but still, no one fully understood the danger. And then, everything happened in an instant. A deafening explosion, a deep vibration rising from the earth, and a massive column of ash shooting into the sky. The mountain had erupted. The sky was suddenly swallowed by darkness. The sun disappeared as if it had never existed. Daytime turned into night. And then ash began to fall. At first it was light. People brushed the thin layer off their shoulders, thinking it would pass. But the ash didn't stop. It only grew heavier. Within a short time, small ash particles turned into falling stones. Small burning rocks rained down from the sky like meteors, hitting rooftops, shattering windows, filling the streets, hurting people. Panic spread. People began to scream in fear. And now, everyone understood. This was not normal. This was a disaster. The city suddenly fell into chaos. People rushed out of their homes. Mothers and fathers desperately searched for their children. Families tried not to lose each other in the crowd. But the chaos became uncontrollable. There were screams everywhere. There was fear everywhere. And the worst part was no one knew where to run, because there was nowhere to escape. The layer of ash kept getting thicker, making it harder to breathe. The air became heavy. Every breath burned the lungs. Some people collapsed to the ground. Some tried to cover their faces with their clothes. Others still searched for a way out, holding on to hope boo time was running out. And then, shortly after, the real disaster arrived. What came out of the mountain was not just ash, smoke, or stones. It was a deadly wave, made of extremely hot gases and moving toward the city at an unbelievable speed. This wave destroyed everything in its path. Nothing could stop it. People tried to run, they ran, they screamed, they prayed, but it wasn't enough. Because this wave was faster than all of them, and in a single moment, everything stopped. People who were running froze where they stood. Families holding each other remained like that forever. Those trying to escape couldn't take even one more step, because in that moment, their lives ended. The city fell into silence. The screams stopped. The chaos ended. All that remained was ash. And beneath that ash, the final moments of thousands of people. Within hours, Pompeii was completely destroyed. A lively, crowded, noisy city was replaced by a silent, dark, forgotten grave. Nothing was ever the same again. Years passed, decades, centuries passed, and the world forgot this city. Pompeii was lost in the depths of history until one day it was rediscovered. When the ground was excavated, it wasn't just stones and ruins that were found. Bodies were found, but not living people. People frozen in their final moments. A mother trying to protect her child, a man trying to escape, a family holding each other tightly, all of them stopped at the same moment, as if time itself had frozen. Today, when you look at Pompeii, you don't just see an ancient city, you see lives frozen by a disaster, unfinished stories, incomplete sentences, and lives that will never be completed. Because Pompeii didn't just disappear. Pompeii was trapped in time. And maybe the most terrifying part of this story is this. That day, everything had started completely normal, just like today. And no one knew how suddenly it would all end. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories. Because history isn't just the past. Sometimes it's a warning. Always.